you look at this matchup, Mac Brown and Dabo Swinney. You have a 9-3 North Carolina team. You got a 10-2 Clemson team coming off a loss to South Carolina. I've mentioned my feelings on Clemson. I don't hate Clemson. I got Clemson fans in the family. Nothing but love and respect for them. The great people. But I love chaos, and I'd love to see an upset. Um, the spread is 7.5 in favor of the Tigers. The over under is 63.5. Um, and this will be a good game. I really do think that I do think Clemson can cover. But they're not going to go in there, I don't think, and just blow out North Carolina. 5-star quarterback Drake May has played lights out this year. Over 3,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 5 picks. Got to do a better job at reading the defenses. DJ's got to do a better job too. He's got 7 picks, 22 touchdowns, over 2,000 yards. Call it what it is. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with DJ Uyunglele. The guy needs help. Drake May, in this matchup, going into it, is the better quarterback. And I'll just leave it there. Dual threat, 5-star. He has taken North Carolina to new heights this year. And he's just getting started. I think he's a freshman. If he's coming back, could you imagine North Carolina and Mac Brown? Like, it has to go up, right? Don't take my word for it. But it has to go up from here, doesn't it? In some ways. Josh Downs, the lead receiver, 83 receptions, 929 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Antonio Williams for Clemson, 50 receptions, 523 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Again, the spread is 7.5. Both of these teams, by the way, are actually coming off losses from rivalry weekend. That's what I think makes it so interesting. Clemson has a 77.7. You can technically round that up to 78% chance to win. Round North Carolina's 22.3 to 22. I understand favoring Clemson in the game. I understand that. But if you think for a second that North Carolina cannot compete, I think you're mistaken. This is going to be a good game on Saturday. In fact, this is going to be the one I think I go live for if I get a chance to go live for any games. If I get a chance to go live for this one, we'll go live for it. This should be a good matchup. I'm excited. I think if you're Clemson, got to have offense right out the gate. You can't be sloppy and sloppy play. Just got to – because I think North Carolina is going to have their foot on the gas on offense. And I think it's one of those where Clemson just has to have the answers for it. And I think to an extent that they will. I really do. I think they had some good offense against Miami a couple weeks ago. And even in the game against South Carolina, they beat teams like Syracuse, Louisville, struggled against Notre Dame 35-14. North Carolina, not only are they losing or coming off a loss, they're coming off 2 losses, one of which to Georgia Tech. They struggle in the close games. Both of those games have been close. If this is a close game in the fourth quarter, unless North Carolina is up, do not take the Tar Heels. Because the pressure gets on them, and Mac Brown and everybody kind of shuts down. Not saying they don't know what to do. They just, well, that's basically it. They don't know what to do. If they're down in the fourth quarter. Don't count on them coming back. If Clemson is losing in the fourth quarter and you're North Carolina, even if it's up by a point, just run the clock out. Keep Clemson off the field, man. Keep DJ on the bench. And you have a really, really good chance at it. That being said, I'll make this one quick on you guys, and then we'll get out of here. I'm going to say Clemson does win the game. The question is, will they cover? Actually, based on my score prediction, I do have them covering the 7.5. I think what it comes down to is that it's a close game. You got to ask yourself, even though it has fallen apart a little bit these past couple years, is Clemson still one of the dominant programs in football? In my opinion, I say that they are. I think they're still recruiting. I think they just got to let some guys go, make some decisions, fix the coaching staff. I think if they do that, they're okay. Clemson's the better team in this game. Clearly. They're the better program. They're still a great program. And they have to do a lot in this matchup to win. And I think they'll do that. I think they got some vengeance. I think that they have a chip on their shoulder going into the game, coming off a loss. Oh, but what about North Carolina? Aren't they coming off a loss too? Fair point. So it kind of goes both ways. But I do, even though I know we make fun of Dabo Swinney a little bit, how he complains to the media, how he kind of cries, and there's this issue now at the program, or this program, this issue, that issue. He's still a good head coach. He's still one of the best, top 3, if not top 5. I go ahead and I give you a score prediction. I'm going to say really close by 8 points. 8 points. Clemson covers the 7.5. I say 31-23. And I think North Carolina just comes up shy. I think the Clemson defense holds on at the end of the game. Maybe they get the ball back and they can kneel it out. But Clemson will win. And I think it's going to be Clemson getting the nod as the ACC team to pretty much make it to the Orange Bowl in Miami. Who they play, I don't know. Maybe Alabama. I'd actually like Alabama and Clemson this year. That might be a fun matchup. The two struggle buses. Put them on the field. Let's play. But 31-23 is my final score. The ACC championship this weekend. And there's plenty more conference games to preview as we get set for conference championship weekend.